Hey, Treasure Fan Joe Pal, Big D back here with some more movie reviews. Yeah, I've watched a bunch more movies recently. I picked up some more stuff, and I kind of wanted to let you know my thoughts on them. So shouldn't be too long. I'll keep them really quick and short, but I just want to show you some of the movies I've watched. So the first we want to review, and I did watch it over the weekend, and that was What We Left Behind. I mentioned it on my weekly update video. So I did watch this. This was an amazing documentary. I really, really enjoyed it. They managed to get everybody back from the entire cast plus a good chunk of the supporting characters that were on every once in a while. This is a really in-depth. There was stuff in this documentary that I did not know, and I'm a huge fan of Deep Space Nine. Matter of fact, when you rank all the Star Treks in a row, oddly enough, this ranks number 2, right behind the original series. I love Deep Space Nine that much. Next Generation number 3, but I just think that this was such a drastic change. And they talk about in the documentary how big a drastic change it was. Everything was so very linear in Star Trek with the original series and with Next Generation. It was very story driven. You went to planet every episode. It was always good versus evil. There wasn't too much of a gray line in between there. This was much darker and much grittier. It was not like this was episodic, as they call it. So the story took place over the course of the entire season rather than just being, every week a new story, moving on. This would have, especially in the later seasons of this show. Matter of fact, one of the story arcs in the show was like 3 seasons long. I mean, it just kept going and just kept involving it more and more and more and more and more. So this was the first one. It was also a lot darker and a lot grittier. It wasn't This is the first show that was helmed by somebody who was not a captain. Up until then, it was Captain Kirk and Captain Picard. This was Commander Sisko. Now he did become a captain later on, much later on in the series, but in the beginning, they didn't have a captain. He was a commander. And what was really cool about this show is in the documentary, they talk about the fact that the first couple seasons, it really struggled and stuff like that. But then as they kind of got their footing, they did bring Worf over from the Next Generation over this show, and it kind of took off. And towards the end, they were really working on, quote-unquote, all thrusters. But it was just a really well-made documentary. I liked the way it had a couple musical numbers in it, which is kind of weird. It was like, whoa, I've never seen that before. But it was really well done, and everybody really had some great input. If you're even a smidge of a Star Trek fan, I highly recommend you watching this. It's really brought some good insight into the show, how much struggles they had making the show. And they actually talk about a season 8 in here, too, what they would have done with the season 8. Oddly enough, the season 8 would have been, because it's been the 20th anniversary this year of this show. So they talk about in this what they would do for episode 8 being 20 years later. And they pitched the whole first episode to you, which was like, man, I really wish they would do that. This is really well done. It has a great picture to it. It's really good quality. Shout Factory did an amazing job. Actually, what I like most about this, when you open it up, it's got Deep Space Nine, the whole big Deep Space Nine right there. Just really cool. Great documentary. I really want to watch it again. There's a lot of information in there. This is a must for Star Trek fans. So I'm going to get this a 9 out of 10 for sure. I mean, I really, really enjoyed this. Probably a 10 out of 10. But that's because I'm really biased. So I openly admit that. But if you remotely like this show or Star Trek in general, I highly recommend this. The next movie I want to review is, I did watch it last week also, I haven't taped this up yet, Detective Pikachu. Now, I thought this movie was okay. I don't know a lot about Pokemon. I do know that I worked in a store when this became a craze, and I remember people literally grabbing the box of trading cards out of my hand before I could even put them on the shelf. I had people push me around like that just to grab this card. I remember the fanatics over these cards. I mean, I remember kids walking in and do you have any Pokemon cards? And we'd say, yeah, we just got a box in. And they'd go run out there screaming out in the middle of the mall, Mama, they got Pokemon cards. I mean, and then the parent would buy them like 2 packs and the kid would flip out. I need the whole box. Funny. But, so I knew a little bit about it. I just thought this was an okay movie. The special effects are really good in it. Really, really well done. They're top notch. I just thought the story was a very generic story. And it was, I don't know. Ryan Reynolds did a decent job, but I thought it would have been a lot funnier being Ryan Reynolds doing the voice of Pikachu. I thought there'd be a lot more comedy, and there wasn't for me. The story for me kind of chugged along and chugged along and chugged along. It's very, I don't know. There's some scenes they probably could cut this movie and sped it up a little bit. It was okay. The kid, his name is Justice Smith. He did a really good job. He was really good in the movie. I thought his acting was really spot on and really well done. But I don't know, man. If you're not a hardcore Pokemon fan, a lot of this movie may be really confusing to you. And even though they tried to explain some stuff in the movie, I don't think they explained it very well. So I find myself a little bit lost every once in a while, and it kind of just, I don't know, it just kind of drug on. It was an okay movie. I'm glad I saw it. I own a Steelbook. The Steelbook is beautiful. I love the Steelbook, and I'm glad I got it, but I just thought it was an okay movie. I mean, if I was going to give it a score, I'd give it 5 out of 10. My Red Vine score, 5 out of 10. It was okay. It was worth a watch, but will I go back and watch anytime soon? Probably not. I just thought it was a generic movie. I thought they could have done so much more with it for a property like Pokemon. I mean, how big it still is to this day, considering what just a couple years ago they had that game where people are killing themselves literally to play that game. I just thought there'd be more to this movie than there was. So, Detective Pikachu. Next is The Curse of La Llorona. I did watch this weekend as well. This is also in the Conjuring series, and they did link it up. In the movie, there's a scene in there where they did manage to link it up, so it is part of the Conjuring series. It takes place in the 70s. I really like this movie. It definitely has some jump scares in there. There's a couple times I thought, no big deal. I'm like, okay, this is a good spot here, and it's going to happen. All of a sudden, something happens. It's like, holy cow. I actually really liked it. Linda Cardellini's, she was really good in it. She was very convincing as the mom. It was neat to actually hear the story and how they flushed out the story of this character and this kind of, I guess, fable or this story that's gone on for hundreds of years. This is not something that's just made up in the last 20 years, like because some writer wrote it. This is something that's been going on for years, way before any of us were born. I mean, this is a story that's gone for a really long time. This is probably one of Mexico's most notorious stories when it comes to this type of ghost story type situation. I really liked it, though. I thought the acting was really well. I liked the way it was filmed. I think they explained things very well. There's a couple spots in the movie where it slows down a little bit, and a couple spots in the movie is kind of like, why did you go that direction? I'm not going to say what it was because I don't want to ruin it for you, but I really did enjoy this. It really is worth a look. It was good. It's not the best horror movie, but it was really good for what it is. And I was a little bit skeptical of that because this whole Conjuring universe is starting to spit out more and more and more and more movies. Like, Annabelle's got 3 movies now. The Conjuring, they're going to be doing I think they're working on the 3rd movie right now. So how when they start expanding it more and more and more, that's when you start to worry about, okay, but this was actually a really fun movie. I really did enjoy it. Great popcorn flick. It'll definitely scare you a couple times, so I highly recommend it. I would give it a 7 out of 10. I did like it a lot. Like I said, it was a lot of fun. I have a few issues with it, but those are just me. And I noticed a couple things in the movie that were continuity issues, and continuity issues get to me. Like, it drives me nuts because how could the set designer not notice that? Like 1 minute there's a stain right here on the shirt, and the camera pivots over there. They come back, the stain's gone, and then they pivot back, come back in, the stain's back. It's like, well, wait a minute, and that's just general. I'm not gonna say what it is, but so there were some continuity issues in the movie that they're like issues like that. And that's probably not even a good word to say continuity, but for me it is because you got to keep everything looking the same. So, but I really did enjoy it, and I would highly recommend watching it. The Curse of La Llorona. Next, I did watch, because I've been wanting to get this for a long time, I finally did watch. I watched Zombie 4. I really like this movie, but honestly, it's a bad movie. It is not good by any means. Although the music in the movie is really good. It's kind of like this 80s kind of rockish music. I actually really enjoyed it. I was like, yeah. And I did enjoy the movie too. It is terrible. I mean, the acting is bad. The story is a very loose story. It's essentially about these people trying to cure this disease. And they find this book of the dead, and they use this book, and then everybody kind of, this woman turns into a zombie, and then they turn the rest of the people on this little island a zombie, and the only one that escapes is this little girl with this little idol on her. And for some reason, when 20 years later, she comes back, they never discuss why she comes back, but she comes back, and then, of course, the zombies are still roaming around the island, and insanity ensues, and yeah, the gore effects are really, really good. They are top-notch. One thing I got to say about these Italian horror movies is they put a lot of time and effort into doing their practical effects. I'm a big practical effects guy. I would much rather have practical effects than have digital effects. And best case in point, so at the end of this month, Netflix is releasing the Dark Crystal prequel series. It's going to be on their show. They use mostly practical effects with puppets and stuff like that. I am so excited about that because digital, you can just still notice, but it just feels so much more real when they're practical. I just love it so much more. So they did an amazing job. There's no digital effects in this movie. It's all practical makeup, so it looks amazing. Such a great job. Green goo coming out of their mouth, black goo. I mean, it's just awesome. This lady towards the end of the movie turns into a zombie, like her eye comes popping out. I mean, just some awesome stuff. So it was really good. I enjoyed it. It even says in the back here, a grade Z grade movie. It really is it's like bottom of the barrel. Like, this is the movie that if you want a bunch of people to come over, if you want to heckle at something, this is the movie right here. But I did really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. I will definitely be watching this movie again. For me, I would give this movie an 8 out of 10, just because of how much I liked how stupid it was. Typically, you probably get a 2 out of 10. Normally, for most people, because they're like, oh, it was dumb. But I love movies like this, so I really, really, really liked it. It is just so absurd. It's ridiculous. But it's good every once in a while to watch a movie like this because it allows you to really escape from everything else. Just sit back and go, it's just awesome. So, Zombie 4, you get a chance, check it out. Trust me. The next movie I did watch, I watched this weekend was Alita: Battle Angel. Now, I have seen this before. I saw it in theaters. The first time I'm seeing it in at home in the home theater. I really like this movie. And again, I'll stand by my first review of this movie, which was, I really liked it a lot. My only complaint about this movie was the last few minutes where the special effects kind of seemed to fall apart a little bit. And I noticed it again when I watched this again, too. It was still like, like they ran out of money at the last minute. But still, a hard 8 out of 10 on this. I really like this movie. If you're looking for just a great science fiction flick with really good characters, the main girl in this movie, she's absolutely amazing. I hope she does more movies because she is really good in this movie. Just a lot of fun. This is a great popcorn flick too. I highly, highly, highly recommend it. I'm bummed it didn't do better in theaters because I think this is a really good series. It's kind of left open at the end, obviously. But if you get a chance, check out Alita: Battle Angel. You will like it. And then the next one I watched, and this was the new Hellboy, the 2019 Hellboy. I did watch this over the weekend. I gotta say, I liked it. Do I think it's the best movie in the world? Not by any means. It definitely has some issues. Pacing being its biggest issue. I think there's a lot of parts in this movie that they could have cut out. But I think he did really well. I think the guy who played this, which is David, I can't remember his last name, but he's obviously in Stranger Things. He did a really good job as Hellboy. I think there was some really cool moments with him. I mean, I'd still miss Ron Perlman. Ron Perlman did an amazing job as Hellboy, but this was pretty good. I liked it. I liked some of the elements they brought in this movie. The effects were pretty good in this movie for being digital effects. It was fun. This is just a fun movie. You can't take it overly seriously. I can see why it didn't do well in theaters, because again, it is really long. They could have cut a lot of this movie out. But it's still, I still felt it was a lot of fun. They left it wide open at the end for a new character, and obviously if they were going to, I doubt they're going to now, but for obviously more movies. But it was just, this was a great, fun movie. I really enjoyed it. A lot more. I came in with, like, we're talking, this is the ground. My expectations were down around here. I mean, it was just, I thought, nah, it's not going to be good, but I love the Steelbook, and I want to keep it as part of my Hellboy collection, so I got it, and I'm glad I did. I really enjoyed it. I can't remember if I gave it a score here, but I think it's a 6 out of 10. I mean, it definitely has a lot of issues to it, but it's fun to watch. And this is the kind of movie you can throw in while you're washing dishes. Just kind of look up every once in a while and see some cool scenes from it. So definitely give it a check. You might check out, but Hellboy. And the last movie, and I'm also going to rant about this too. The last movie I got, and I picked this up at a Goodwill last week, and I was really excited because I've actually been looking for this movie for a really, really long time. And it was sitting on the shelf, and I was like, I kind of had to take my glasses off a couple of times and clean it because I was surprised it was there. And then it's Fortress 2 Re-Entry. You're probably like, what? I have the first Fortress movie. I knew this was out there. I have never seen this out in the wild. And for them to have it was awesome. This movie is bad. It is not. Well, the first Fortress was, although it had Jeffrey Combs in it, which I do like. This one, it's identical plot. He gets put into a prison. This time the prison's in space, and he has to escape. Christopher Lambert again from Highlander fame. But I just enjoyed it because it was really, they didn't really take themselves overly serious. They tried to, but you could kind of tell something they didn't. The special effects, and especially the space effects when they're going outside and walking around in space, was just absolutely hilarious. I mean, you could almost see the actual strings hold them up. But I still enjoyed it. I still had fun with it. I'm definitely going to watch it again. It's got a couple elements throughout the movie that's kind of like, okay, that's kind of cool. Very, 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 very predictable movie. Again, this is like a 6 out of 10. It's not actually more like a 5 out of 10. For me, I'll give it 9 out of 10 because it was beyond ridiculous. But honestly, it's a 5 out of 10. My biggest complaint about this movie is I found this at a Goodwill, and this is where I'm going to rant for a second. My Goodwills in my area are getting to be ridiculous, okay? I have Goodwills. Matter of fact, I picked this one up in the Gilroy Goodwill. So Gilroy, yes, that is the infamous Gilroy that 2 weeks ago the shooting happened out there at the Garlic Festival. That is the Gilroy I'm talking about. I live 20 miles away from that place. So there's a Goodwill there. There's one in Hollister, which is about 40 minutes away from me. There is one in Salinas, which is about a 25-minute drive. There's one in Marina, which is about a 15-minute drive for me. There's two in Santa Cruz, and there's one in Watsonville. And the one in Watsonville is about a 5-minute drive for me. Every one of them has repriced all their movies. It's absolutely ridiculous. A DVD is now $4, okay? It gets better. A Blu-ray is $7. And something they consider a box set, whether it be just 2 movies in one, is $10. My Goodwills in my area are getting to be ridiculous. I am at the point now where I can't even hunt in my Goodwills anymore. I only paid $4 for this because I've never seen this movie out anywhere, and I've been looking for it for a really long time. I was there. I had cash on me, so I went ahead and got it. There were 3 other movies that I was really interested in, but I refused because I was not going to pay almost like $20 for 4 DVDs. No, not going to happen. Not especially when I can go down to my Hope Thrift, which is 5 minutes away from me also. They normally charge $2.98 for their DVDs and Blu-rays the same price. But on Saturdays, it's half off everything, so I can get them for $1.50, and that includes the Blu-rays also. Goodwill has gotten way too overpriced for their britches. There's no reason why. All the Goodwill I walk into now, it cracks me up. Nobody's buying the movies anymore because they used to have these sections where, they're about this big. Now they've got huge aisles full of movies, and they're just sitting there. Nobody's moving them all. Although what people are doing is they're popping them open, swiping the disc, right? And then I go by and go, oh, look at this one. And I pop it open. Hey, no disc. That's the only thing that's happening. They got tons and tons and tons of movies, and they're trying to charge way too much for a DVD, for crying out loud. DVD we shouldn't be paying more than $2-3 max, and that's got to be a DVD that's like way out of print. Realistically, $1 or $2 should be the price for DVD. Blu-rays, I get it, $3 is okay. I can pay $3 for a used Blu-ray, but when I can pick up certain movies, like I saw there, the one in Gilroy, I saw a few of the titles there. I saw Moonwalker, it's been in every Dollar Tree across the globe lately. The one with Ron Perlman and Rupert Grint. I saw that one there, $4. You get the Dollar Tree right now for $1, and I guarantee they still have some left. My one down the street does. It was stuff like that was absolutely insane. I saw a ton of Dollar Tree stuff all there for either $4 or if it was $7. It was the Blu-ray. I can't understand it. I thought it was all about. This is all free stuff they're getting people donating to, and they're flipping it. Now I know they have a cause that's supposed to help giving back to the community, but let's be honest. You've seen their operating costs. It's not like they're giving a whole back to the community. If you really want to donate to somebody and buy something from someplace where they're giving back a good chunk of what they make, that's when you want to go to, oh man, I just forgot the name of it, Salvation Army. The Salvation Army now, I believe it's like 70% of everything, all the money they make actually goes to charity, whereas Goodwill somewhere around like 10 or 15%. So at this point, Goodwill's gone, at least I believe anyways, has gone away from being, one of those affordable secondhand stores to like, they're trying to make themselves an upscale affordable hand store, which makes no sense to me. Absolutely no sense to me. It's ridiculous. I notice a lot of other stuff. Toys I see normally I'll find in other places for $1, $2, like $10. It makes no sense. Used DVD players, which you shouldn't be paying more than $5 for a used DVD. Now, I'm talking about Blu-ray. I'm talking about DVD. You shouldn't pay more than $5 for a used DVD player, and they're selling them for $25. Are you kidding? I can get a new one for $20 at Target right now. So, Goodwill, I'm sorry I'm ranting about this, but it really upsets me as a movie hunter, and I'll go around to all these places all the time to look for movies, because that's how I support a large portion of my collection, because I can't afford to buy everything brand new. I just can't. I don't have that kind of money. So I'd like to be able, that's why I go and do my hunting. I'm the movie hunter, but when they're charging $4 and $7 for movies, I might as well just wait, because I can guarantee you the best example, I found it was a used copy of Day After Tomorrow there, right? They wanted $7. I was in Best Buy the other day, $4.99. And it's brand spanking new, and you got the digital code. Makes no sense to me. They're just overpricing this stuff, and it's going to be the point where nobody's going to buy anymore. It's just sitting there collecting dust. It's a real shame because they got some good stuff in there. I just won't pay that kind of prices. I'm glad I don't flip this stuff. If I flip this stuff, there'd be no money to be made in it, because if you're paying $4 for a DVD, you got to at least sell it for $6 to $8 to make money back on it. And nobody's going to pay $8 for something like this, Nobody's going to pay $14 for a used Blu-ray that they can get for $9 brand new on Amazon. It's really ridiculous. And I think that they're just gouging people out. And I foresee some bad times for Goodwill, because it's just getting to be ridiculous. So that's it. That's it for my reviews. That's it for my little rant. I do apologize, but thank you for watching that. Leave me some comments down below. Have you seen any of the movies I just showed you guys? And if so, let me know what your thoughts on them. Or also, have you experienced the same thing I have? I know there's other Goodwills. I have a friend that goes to Goodwills all the time, and he's back east. And his are still around $2 to $3 for Blu-rays and DVDs. So I don't know whether it's a California thing. Everything in California is 5 times more expensive than it should be in the first place. But I'm not sure if it's a regional thing or what. But let me know your comments down below what your thoughts are on that. Thank you guys all for watching. Click that like button when you want. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you want to see more videos by BD. The bell will tell you, hey, when I put one up. Thank you guys all so much for watching. You guys rock. Everybody take care out there. Always keep hunting because you never know what you're going to find. I mean, I do find cool stuff. And as always, live long and prosper. Bye.